Hello and welcome to the Poke and Knuckles Show. Right? Evil Dead.
Yes, it
The
is.
fact better. Go on, Pokey.
Yes,
You're itching
one of
for
my
it. What's your
all-time
first fact?
favorite franchises, and the one thing is that Stephen King is actually the person we have to thank for Evil Dead 2 and 3, because he loved the first one so much that not only did he provide a quote for the movie's poster that helped majorly in selling the film, he even convinced Italian producer Dino De Laurentiis over dinner, who was producing King's Ria M at the time, that he should finance the film. But since it was a non-union production, De Laurentiis couldn't use his own production logo and company. This is why Rosebud was created, as a nod maybe to Citizen Kane, I don't know, but this company was created just so Stephen King could get Dino De Laurentiis to produce Evil Dead 2.
Alright, well, the famous corpse melting scene.
Yes.
So that scene comprised of oatmeals, snakes, marshmallow strings, and Madagascar cockroaches, thanks to the Michigan State University.
They provided them.
They provided the...
They want them back.
We don't know yet.
No,
Give them a call.
I'm only asking
But yeah.
because I also heard that the people making the film, they stayed in this cabin, they lived there, and it was very cold, it was a very harsh place to live, and I was thinking maybe they had to munch on the roaches.
Who knows?
In the evening. But my second fact is actually number 4, basically in the timeline, is actually about animals as well, because you know that in order to do the post-production and to get the sound effects, for instance, there was one day when Bruce Campbell had to just scream into a microphone for several hours. They cracked walnuts to make the head cracking sounds and the neck cracking sounds. But what did they do to replicate the sound effects of people being cut by the axe? They used dead chickens and a meat cleaver, and they just wedged into the dead chicken to also get, you know, the crushing bone and the goo flying everywhere.
Interesting. Speaking of chickens, the remake has hidden Easter eggs everywhere in the movie.
Everywhere.
Specifically, look at the card scene. I'm not going to tell you anymore. Go find the eggs. Second fact. Easter eggs.
After the end credits movie. My next fact, third fact is, you know who was an assistant editor on Evil Dead 1? It was Joel Coen, the brother of Ethan Coen, who made the film Fargo and far more amazing films in the future. He helped edit The Evil Dead because at the time he was the assistant to Edna Ruth Paul, who was tasked to cut the film. So Joel Coen got to the project. One of the famous Coen brothers. By the way, a Coen is also responsible, this is a very side-ish side fact, that Bill Murray signed on to do Garfield. Because he just read on the rap sheet, basically, oh, this film is being directed by one of the Coen brothers. I have to be in this film. I do not question every and any single thing about this project. He should have questioned the fact that this Coen was not the Coen. Whoopsie. Doesn't excuse him from making Garfield 2, then. Still.
Fact number 2.
4.
2.
Number 2.
The remake used 70,000 gallons of fake blood. Just the final scene alone used 50,000 gallons of fake blood. That this is way more than the whole franchise put together.
Than any other film, maybe. It's just I found when I was looking for a different, when I was doing research for a different video, I found this must have been the bloodiest film of all time. Not Peter Jackson's Dead Alive, but 50,000 gallons of blood, and the IMDb even said 50,000 gallons per day. And I don't know how many days they spent shooting this, so this can go up tenfold, basically. But this blood raining scene is one of the most amazing scenes of all time. I love it so much. I hit you up. Do you know that in the original script, in the scene where they discover the tape and listen to the tape, the actors were actually supposed to smoke marijuana?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they tried this before doing the scene and got so messed up that everything they produced was completely unusable,
was
and they had
because-
to reshoot the scene.
Correct, and this was because I think they were filming in Tennessee, and some of the people made them smoke marijuana.
Yeah.
Speaking of blood, so they did not want an X-rated rating.
Yeah.
So they thought, okay, if we use different colors of blood, maybe we'll get around it. But they couldn't. They still got an X rating, so that's why it's unrated. They just did not want anything to do with the X rating.
Which is, by the way, a good thing that the Evil Dead 2, which we're talking about right now, has not been released by Lionsgate or any bigger company at the time, because they were under contractual obligation with the MPAA to only release MPAA-rated films. But the distributor of the time was not under this contract, so they could just release the film unrated, which had a bit lesser bans associated with it than having an X-rated movie, because people, when they read X rating, they thought this is porn.
Yeah.
This is actually why porn movies are usually triple X rated to cash in on this. But you want to hear my all-time favorite Evil Dead fact?
Go on, I thought that was one, but you're cheating, okay?
There was a woman who saw The Evil Dead when it was first released and was appalled at how violent this film was. She hated especially this vine rape scene and thought, what kind of horrible people could make such a disgusting movie? She then later married Rob Tappert, one of the producers, who actually made this scene that she was appalled of, and where she said, what kind of horrible person could this be that I am going to marry in the future? This is
excellent
so
news. What a great fact about a woman marrying a producer about Evil Dead. Last fact. Okay, Evil Dead 2, when you see the chainsaw going completely mental and smoke is coming out. So Sam, what he did was, he put a tube behind the chainsaw and he was smoking cigarettes and blowing smoke. So it came out, the tube came out, so it's like the chainsaw is blowing smoke, but it was actually cigarette smoke.
They even did the same thing in Army of Darkness as well.
Oh my god.
Sometimes they even hit a little boom mic in the chainsaw.
So they were smoking and making a company expense out of cigarettes. Lovely. On that note, thank you for watching.
We should go talk to our producers.
We should go talk, yes,
having drugs.
Oh god.
Tax efficiently supply. Anyways, that's our show for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Please hit us up with your favorite Evil Dead facts in the comments below. And join us back next week when we're going to dive once again into the woods of the Evil Dead.
Take care.